Hi, my name is Catherine, and this is Accounting My Stitches, my YouTube channel where I talk about all things cross stitch. Today is Tuesday, October 7th. I meant to say it last time, hello, if we hung out at Stitching in the Wild or Harvest Moon Hangout. I really appreciate you being here and hanging out. I'm really close to 250 subscribers, which is awesome. I want to encourage you, if you like what you see, to go ahead and look and see if you are subscribed or not. I know it's taken me way too long to subscribe to some people because I watched them and I guess I just forgot to subscribe, but then YouTube knew that I watched them, so they kept serving them to me. So I assumed that I was subscribed. Not the biggest of deals, but it is the YouTube things, and I would really appreciate it if you would check. YouTube tells me about a third of you watching are not subscribed, so I appreciate if you would consider that. Now, I did want to say you're going to want to stick around until the beginning of the haul section. Even if you're not into haul, there's something really exciting to share with you, so stick around. Now we will move into the regular portions of our program, starting with whips. Halloween Letters by Primrose Cottage. This is what the pattern looks like, and this is what it looks like last time you saw it. And here we are. It has been 1,352 stitches since you've last seen it, bringing me up to 70% complete. This is 16 count Ada, Rick dyed by me. I've been working. Definitely, I just did the Hallows and the pumpkins, and I'm pretty sure I filled in a bunch of this right here. And yeah, my goal would be to finish this by Halloween this year. I feel like I'm on track, but we'll see. Never know where to put things after I'm done showing them. Yes, oh, and I meant to say, there's only like 2,000 stitches left in that, so seems doable. Tis Near Halloween is the next whip I will be showing you by Lila Studio. Here's what the pattern looked like. Here's what it looked like last time. I'm doing this on 18 count fabrics by Stephanie. And here it is, ta-da! Since you've seen it, I have put in 1,551 stitches to bring me to 25%. Very happy to have this where it is. I definitely worked on the dress and getting over to here, the wagon, that's the word. And I've been slow rolling this fill-in, but I definitely did some of it. And I did just sign up for Stitching in the Wild 2026. And since this was a exclusive pattern for that event in 2025, and I started it there, I am loosely planning on ringing the bell with this finish at the event in 2026, but it's a big pattern, and so we'll see what the year holds. And that's all the whips I have to show for you today. That's all I worked on. I do have a new start, Christmas House by Tiny Modernist. If you watched my Flosstube extra for Harvest Moon Hangout, you will see my start. But I'll put up a photo of what it is. It's a 3D house. It's a 3D gingerbread house. You stitch it on regular stitching fabric, and then you put it all together. And since then, I have fully completed one side. So ta-da, side one. Oh, no, I'll put you closer. Ta-da, and then I've started on side two, which is here. So far, I have done 1,386 stitches, which brings me to 34.5% for the whole pattern. I did this on Tea-Dyed by Me, 14 count Ada. I got the pattern for this at last year's Jingle Ball, and I wasn't particularly motivated to stitch it, but I found out that Tiny Modernist is doing another class this year on how to FFO a gingerbread house. And so I want to kick my rear in gear and see about finishing this by then so that I can take the finishing class and feel confident with it. I have a couple other. Last year I bought the pattern pack. I didn't take the class last year, but I got the pattern pack with like 4 different similar patterns, and I want to stitch most of them. So it'd be good to take the class to, feel comfortable in how to do it. And I love the pattern for this year's. It's a plum pudding bakery. Anyway, that is all of my starts. And so we're getting right into haul. We're rolling on through here. You will want to stick around for this, absolutely. I do need to pause real quick before I show you, but I will be back. Hello, I have one new piece of haul to show you. Her name is Luna. I will get into the details. I'll tell you the story after I finish the regular Flosstube. But because it's my channel, I want to track her growth on here because I know that they grow so fast. Now, she is not, I tested this and she would let me do it once. So we'll see. I have a tape measure here in my other hand. Can we line up Luna? Okay, here we go. I will put in post what this number is. Maybe 10? I don't know. As you can see, she didn't love that, but she's a sweetie pie, and I will talk more about her later in the video. So can I measure her on my lap? Can I confirm? Lap says she's maybe a foot. Anyway, so there's that piece of haul. Refocusing. Okay, sorry for all of the weird cuts in the measuring of Luna. I was injured, and so had to take care of that, and yeah, here I am. So at the Harvest Moon Hangout, as I mentioned in that video, I got some of this sepia sorcery. I got the 32 count linen. I have been a little nervous about stitching on linen specifically, but also even weave, though I have done 28 count a couple times now, and I feel good about that. So I'm jumping the 32. I'm just baby stepping this. But I've looked at it with my eyes, and I feel good about my ability to stitch it. I'm thinking about stitching that cat pattern from Harvest Moon Hangout, the Perfect Pumpkin Posse is I think what it's called. I'm thinking about stitching that on this, but time will tell. Also, a couple months ago, I won from my friend Charlie, Stitching with Charlie. She did a giveaway on her channel. And in general, she is making some magnets using those Weigart plastic twist canvas for her radiator, I believe. And so she was giving away some twist canvas and some magnets for you to make your own magnets or needle minders or what have you. And I won that. And so she so kindly sent some of the twist canvas over to me as promised. But also, she took the time to stitch me some little needle minders just for me. She did the black cat because of Pepper, and then just, this black and white cat just to stitch me too, I'm pretty sure. But little did she know, I already have a Luna needle minder. How funny is that? And well, and this isn't even part of the plastic. Like she kept me whole chunks and just stitched me some extra because she's so kind. And I have already stitched up a little potion bottle for reasons that will become obvious later in the video. But just, fun to have another little needle minder. I haven't cut it out yet. I'm a little nervous, but I'll do it. And then I wanted to tell you about the rocking chair stitcher is doing a fundraiser to adopt another child. She has already, her and her husband have already adopted their son, and it's time they want to adopt another little kiddo. And they're doing a couple different fundraising methods, but one of them is a cross-stitch pattern booklet. And I will have some photos up here. She's gotten a couple of cross-stitch designers to contribute some patterns to the booklet, and they'll be exclusive to that for some period of time. I think 3 months. I don't exactly know. But so I got my copy of that booklet really to support her in her adoption efforts. I think that adoption is a great thing and more people should do it. And I'm happy to support her by purchasing this pattern booklet. But also the patterns are cute. I have no immediate plans to stitch any of them, but time will tell. Also, I went to Michael's the other day and I got this little Halloween frame. No intention of hanging it as is, but I figure I can punch it out. It looks like with a good dedicated shove, I can get this out, and I'm sure it will be perfect for finishing some Halloween thing in my future. So happy to have this in stash. Moving on to plans. On October 13th, I'm going to start the pattern The Apprentice by Autumn Lane Stitchery with Jess from Sloan Stitches. I had seen this pattern before, but it hadn't really called to me. But then Jess, maybe a month ago, posted about it on her Flosstube that she's going to start it. No like exact plans on when, but just seeing it really it spoke to me that time. I think because I was thinking about the purple fabric from the Harvest Moon Hangout, and I went, ooh, that would be great on purple fabric. And so I rig dyed some purple fabric for it. Oh my gosh, how beautiful is this? I think this is the back. But anyway, oh my gosh, how pretty. The pattern will be beautiful on it. And I talked to Jess, and we decided to start it on Monday, October 13th. 13th is a spooky day, and so we'll be doing that there. I also have all of the, my threads are a little messed up, but it's all of the called for DMC. It's gonna look great. There are so many colors, but there's like not that many stitches of most of them. There's like, 100, 200, 300, not that many of most of these colors. But I'm very excited, looking forward to that. And that, of course, lives in my Black Cat Potion bag from Emily Pop-Up Stitcher. Very fun. The next thing I want to talk about is the Jingle Ball. I will definitely be there. I have my weekend blocked off. I will be locked in jingle balling all weekend. I'm definitely going to take the Tiny Modernist class on how to FFO the gingerbread house, like I showed you before. I am strongly considering taking the Heartstring Samplery Bell Pull class and the Primrose Cottage Mesh Bag class and the Stacey Nash Animal Cracker, because look at her, she's so cute. But that does seem like a lot. I'm not 100% sold on the idea. Which classes are you going to take? Let me know in the comments. I would love to hear from you. Now it's time for the full Luna story, but my technology is not working today. The number of times my camera has crashed and lost all of my video is too many. So I'm going to tell the short version of this story, and maybe you'll get it longer later. One of my coworkers found her. His grandsons found her, and he was keeping her with another cat for a couple of weeks, but then he decided that he didn't want to keep the kitten, and so around the time I posted my last Flosstube video, I was thinking to myself, I feel like maybe Pepper needs a friend. Essentially, my whole adult life, I have had 2 cats, and Pepper really loved the other cat that I had. I had to put down a cat in November of 2024, and he and Pepper were besties. But so I started to wonder, maybe Pepper needs a friend. But I was kind of mad about it. I was like, well, like, am I always going to be stuck in this cycle of like, I lose a pet, but then I get a new one to be its friend, and then I lose it, and then I get like, oh my gosh, I don't want to do that. But that was a couple days before one of my coworkers came around with a flyer for a free tuxedo kitty. And the very first cat that I had that I put down in 2021, had to put down, he was 17 and a half, was a tuxedo. And so I have a soft spot in my heart for tuxedos, and I saw her and I went, oh my gosh, I sat on it. It was like first thing in the morning he came to me. But then I thought about it. But then by the end of the day, I was like, yeah, no, I'm gonna come meet her. So I met her, and then I was like, yes, of course, I'll take her. And to give you the short version of the story, I took her to the vet. She was a little bit sick, but nothing super bad. She is getting treated, and her and Pepper are now besties. It's only been a week, but they're besties, and I'm restraining myself to tell you the short version of the story so that I can finish this. But I did want to tell you, Luna loves to help me stitch. She loves to play with the threads and like attack the project while I'm stitching and the threads are moving. She thankfully has not permanently, she hasn't done any damage. She's just like, oh my gosh, I need to figure this out. But I was telling my friend Pam at Ditsy Daisy Crafts about this, and she said she hasn't yet realized that the sharp pointy things in her murder mittens are claws and not needles. And I thought that was really funny because she just wants to help me stitch. Maybe I will tell you the even longer version of the story a different time when I'm not having such technological issues. But thank you so much for hanging around with me, hanging out, hearing about all of the things. And as always, I wish for you the serenity to accept the mistakes you cannot change, the courage to frog the ones you can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Bye.